jump into this draft and take a look who's going to win $2,500. Both of these teams headed to North Carolina. Bans coming out quickly from Oxygen Esports. That's a Revenant ban. This leaves Reborn the ability to ban. I mean, we've basically seen the exact same draft 2 games in a row. Do we expect it a third time? Moragesh banned out for Reborn.
Team Oxygen. I was going to say they've always picked Bellica over Decker. And after seeing Ram Riddles on Bellica, I feel like Oxygen just pick Bellica constantly.
Just give her. And there's the double lock-in for Reborn. Decker,
Deja
Rampage. Shane, at Grux Twin Blast next. Let's see. There's a Twin Blast. Oh, there's a Howitzer. They changed it up on me a little bit. There's a Howitzer.
Sparrow or Yin. I would love to see Yin. Can we get a Grimmix? Can we get the Grimmix up in here?
Probably not.
Can we get double support Grimmix?
I'm calling Greystone Sparrow picks up next. Or, I mean, we know. I mean,
you can save Sparrow for last. Oh, no, it is Sparrow.
There's Sparrow. There's Greystone.
You know what? Bless them. These teams, they may be predictable, but
God damn it, they're fun to watch.
They sure are, man. They sure are. There's no argument right there, man. It's I won't be surprised if we get very, very similar drafts. There's the Grux, there's the FaZe. All right. This is a rematch. Both these teams want a rematch. They're saying we're not switching anything up. We're both going into the field with the exact same compositions, and we're gonna see. Yep, and there's the Gideon once again. I was waiting for like a Faye pickup or something like that, like some super pocket pickup, but it's literally the exact same compositions. Game number 3. This is both these teams are eager to just get back in it, my man.
Based on these drafts, who do you think wins it?
I think it's I mean this is as 50-50 as you can possibly cut it.
I mean, again, it's going to come down to who just pulls the trigger better. And in the beginning of the stages of game number 2, Oxygen looked stronger. Reborn came back with that tower defense, that inhibitor defense, a very well comboed black hole containment fence, inner fire, picking up 3 kills, going for that ballsy orb Brian play.
Oh man,
Shane,
that game was so frustrating because we know how Reborn are so good at lining up those ultimates. Like Nazgul and Splinter have this unspoken, like telekinetic way of knowing what each other's going to do. And all game, you're waiting for that containment fence black hole, but for 30 minutes, it just wasn't there. And finally, they pulled it out and were able to get themselves into this game right here. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is the last game of the exhibition qualifier. But these guys have already qualified, ladies and gentlemen. They're fighting for pride. They're fighting for cash. They want to make a statement before August where both of these players, all 10 of these players are going to be fighting over $15,000.
Oh, look, they're switching it up this time.
They
switched it up.
Is Meds?
The ward already came out. They saw it.
Oh, the ward, but can they get the kill to Meds? Meds is always able to get out of here. Reflect. He's gonna get taken out. There's your first blood. I feel like this is just a rite of passage between these two teams now.
I mean, I do like that they switched it up. Reborn was like, you know what? We've stood over here behind this fog wall. Let's mess with them. Let's send a couple people to the minion camp. And Meds instantly placed that ward. They saw it. They picked up the kills. Reflect, first to die. Shane, let's do this one last time. Team Oxygen Esports, we've got Arsenic on Howitzer. Team Reborn.net back on Bellica. Meds on Grux. Phasma on FaZe. And Imsco back in that mid lane on Twin Blast.
I'm so humbled. My heart is swollen with joy and maybe some other organs because I get to introduce Team Reborn. NATO sick, NATO hype on Sparrow. Solo Nazgul on Gideon, once again picking up the reins of the man who can control time, space. Gideon, Reflect on Greystone, Master Splinter on Decker, J. Leo Grande on Rampage. If you're Reborn, there is absolutely a intangible psychological effect that last game took on both of these teams. For Reborn, you got to be feeling confident. Oxygen, that's a hard pill to swallow losing that game number 2.
That is a hard pill to swallow losing game number 2 when you played game number 2 and you basically had to lead the entire time. And it's not until the last 4 minutes of the game.
I just triggered chat so bad.
It's not the last 4 minutes of the game that you end up taking that engagement. Solo Nazgul here is, again, playing against a very aggressive mid lane with Imsco and Phasma. That grenade spam, he's down to about 75% health. I don't think they have the kill potential as of this moment in time, so Nazgul is going to be safe here. But Imsco and Phasma just showing, hey, we're aggressive. Pretty standard lane over here with Master Splinter and NATO Sick against Team Reborn.net. And of course, Arsenic versus Reflect again. Howitzer versus Greystone. Now, Greystone we haven't talked about it a lot. You know what? And I'm not going to talk about it in the middle of this game. Not going to bring it to the communities to light here. But there is something with Greystone which is a little bit concerning on why this hero was picked up. We haven't seen it triggered a bunch, but there is potential to really shut down this hero. And is out of respect that we're not seeing that exploited a bit, or just because maybe they don't know about it?
Aggression in the jungle. My Meds already setting up the alley-oop, the double smash and grab. J. Leo jumps away. Master Splinter apparently has health. It doesn't appear to be on my screen. Imsco picks up the double kill. Looking for more. A tier 1 tower. This dive early on. Oh, make it a triple. Imsco got him. That's one way to start your game. 4-0 on Twin Blast. 3.5 minutes into this game.
Here we go, boys. We're 3 minutes into the game. He's got 4 kills. They're being aggressive. They're gonna put already Reborn on the back foot, continuing that aggression in the mid lane on the solo Nazgul. He doesn't have the mana for that grenade spam, but already being aggressive here. This is the oxygen we like to see. I gotta say, man, I feel like once they picked up Phasma, they were already an aggressive team, but once they picked up Phasma and they picked up a hyper aggressive support, we're starting to see Oxygen be more aggressive than they have been in the past. And and I'm about to show my bias, boys. Reminds me of Triangle Formation back in the early days of how aggressive this team plays.
Triangle Formation, still to this date, the best team in Paragon. Right as of right now. They oh man, there's gonna be a Reddit post about that one, boys. I love you, Reddit. Shout out to Reddit, great subreddit, all the great mods over there. Met Dre Shreds at E3, really good guy. I'm just trying to backpedal a little bit. Don't worry about it. I
can't believe you did that.
So Rambertle's on the Bellica once again. It's really a sight to behold seeing this man play. He gets the teleblink, and I didn't even realize that Bellica was capable of the sort of plays that Rambertle's has pulled out. Talking about Oxygen here, and how well they have done, considering that they had to replace their star support, Marty, who's been one of the best support players since Paragon has been around. And that's a very, very hard situation to bounce back from, because they had a built-up synergy with him. They were familiar with his play style, and Marty could not play with him due to region locks, essentially. And so they had to find another support, and they found it in Phasma. And don't get me wrong, Phasma's a good support, but you always have to worry about how does that affect team dynamics. And Oxygen has bounced back from a situation that I think a lot of people were counting them out when they saw Marty wasn't going to be playable. Meds charges forward, once again looking for a smasher grab. Both the Seismic Assault and smasher grab miss, so no kill potential right there.
Let's blame it on the lag.
No, I think they just didn't hit the buttons at the right time.
No, I mean, that's not very characteristic of these two. I'm going to blame it on the lag, Shane. You could say what really happened. They just missed those, but I'm going to blame it on the lag. NATO Sick, Master Splitter are going to live. Thank God they lived from that engagement, because that could have been a quick 2-kill and possibly a tower there. But they're going to stay alive. They're going to be able to continue that farm. A lot of aggression, a lot of rotations coming out of these guys. Imsco and Phasma rotating over.
Has the Reforged, and I think it's going to be popped here in just a moment. That mid lane duo, this is what Oxygen does, and this is why they do it. They got the Reforged. Can they get the kill? Leo Grande being a good rampage body blocking for his buddy. And Reflect's going to get out of a very sticky situation. Nazgul just now rotating after the fact. Instead, he was just saying, okay, I have a little bit of breathing room here in the mid lane. Let's make sure I get my levels, get my farm.
And that's exactly what they're going to do, is get their farm. I like the rotation. I mean, this is we've talked about Imsco in the past, Shane, being he likes to farm. He likes his farm. He likes to sit here, get these last hits. But we're seeing a much more aggressive Imsco than we've seen in the past, and I think it's refreshing to watch, and it really, I think, is throwing some of these teams off, watching Imsco rotate the way he does. He is going to pick up a black buff here, so Nazgul has to be careful, because there's going to be a lot of damage with this black buff. Of course, the purple buff on Meds as well. The solo Nazgul will know it's there.
He's got to be careful. Yeah, he recognizes he's not in a good situation. He uses the torn space. Oh, the wraparound like a shark. Meds is going to go in and blows up Nazgul by the time he even had to respond. Meds' Grux play is just next level, man.
He got the clap right there. He got the clap right there.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
dead. Solar
he gave him a
Nazgul
clap.
is down. Tier 1 tower is down. Great game. Great rotation coming out of these guys. Mid tower opened up 7 minutes, 37 seconds into this game. Raptors are going to be spawning at 10 minutes. They've got map control at this point. They've got the advantage 5-0-0, 15 card power. He's got a 5 card power league already over NATO Sick. You're not going to want to find an IMSCO at this point. You got to be afraid of these engagements.
5-0-0 is IMSCO. Now, yeah, the economical lead is already pretty grotesque this early on, even greater than it was in the previous matchup. Not even specifically between the two carry players, but even across the rest of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Nazgul is only at 9 card points. Nazgul, but here's the black hole. Gets interrupted, did not place it high enough. So the Challenger, the Warlord, was able to interrupt it very, very quickly, so they are going to be able to get out. Without that, if that black hole was placed a little bit higher up, that could have been really good for Reborn. But Meds is on the case, and once again uses the power of Grux slapping his hands together, and gets interrupts the black hole.
There's also a weird terrain thing as well. If you're positioned, you may look like you're high enough, but based on the terrain, it actually changes kind of the dynamic of some of the abilities. So depending on what silenced him there, it could have been terrain-based as well.
For those of you who didn't know, Twin Blast is actually a little bit of a contortionist. That's a little bit of unrevealed lore yet. Give you a little bit of a drop on Twin Blast lore, but
I just love that Pith is laughing in our ears right now, guys. You guys can't hear it. The Pith is just giggling
like
a schoolboy.
It looks like he's in the old Gideon travel mode, is what it looks like.
Especially with the link on his waist.
Yeah. Is this confirmed? Travel mode's coming back? Is
confirmed,
that what?
It's coming back.
Is that what?
Look at Reborn.net. He got a little bit aggressive here.
He's going to get punished.
Quite a bit of damage. I think he's going to be killed for this. Is there going to be a stun? I don't think they even need the stun at this point. Yeah. Oh my God! Meds with the rotation in.
Oh no!
The seismic assault. There is nothing they can do there. Leo Grande misses the boulder. Is Master Splinter going to be able to get away? Stacy
man!
How the hell is Reborn alive?
So very well done. Nazgul coming in here, maybe to get a reprisal kill over on the Meds, but not going to be the case. That was just that.
What?
That communication for Meds and Ram Riddles was so on point. Meds says, listen, go in there 1v2, make them think that you're going to die. I'm going to sweep in like a broom and clean it up for you. That's Meds the janitor, ladies and gentlemen. And man, did he make a big play right there. Up that man's pay.
Shane. He shouldn't have lived.
Oh, he should have lived.
I don't know if you're aware of this or not.
The prophecies have declared from the Agoran. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know that much about lore. Was that Terrence? Sorry. Okay.
Terrence.
Anyways, no. Nazgul, he's struggling this game way more than we've seen him struggle previously inside of the
series. I would say he's struggling this series, Shane.
I mean, on farm and level specifically, he's been the previous 2 games he was keeping up on farm with Arsenic and Ramriddles. This game, he already finds himself at a 3 to 4 point card discrepancy.
Right, and it's like you said, he pulled the trigger on the black hole, instantly got stunned out of that black hole. Maybe that's one of the reasons we saw it used so cautiously last game. IMSCO's going to be picking up these Raptors here, but you got to give that up. That last engagement, Seismic Assault was perfectly timed. Meds coming in with that Warlord challenge, allowing Team Reborn.net to survive. IMSCO now picking up these 3 Raptors, sitting at 21 card power. He's, almost already a 10 card power advantage. 11 minutes into the game, Shane. This is not looking good.
Reborn, they make things happen, even in situations where it looks dire and unlikely. So we learned from game 2 that you cannot count them out. However, clearly, Oxygen has just been one step ahead of their opponent of Reborn for 12 minutes and 5 seconds for all intents and purposes. The Raptors were taken recently, as you just mentioned. Taking a look at the far between the 2 carries, it's pretty rough to look at here. Reborn, can they make another miracle happen here? Because they're going to have to. This game is going to be very quickly and very soon getting out of their hands to have any sort of semblance of just having a path to victory. It's getting pretty bad.
Arsenic picked up another very early thick blood. This is purely to deal with Leo Grande. When he jumps into these engagements, he's not going to have that regen he's looking for, and he gets blown up relatively quickly. We've seen him go in. There's going to be a energy lance into a void bomb, into a knockup. That's just what it does. Decker. Void bomb, but he's going to get picked up by the med smash and grab.
Gonna have to see tier 1 tower. Are they going to commit to a siege? They're thinking about it. Meds is kind of roaming around, looking around, I guess. Okay, I like this decision. Go inside of the jungle, invade their jungle. Not a direct invade, but more so gain vision control of it, deny some camps. Try to make sure Leo Grande continues to find himself at a disadvantage when it comes to his farm. And also his levels as well. Levels are very, very important on junglers, especially on Rampage. Him getting that level 4 boulder up is very, very important.
Yeah, Boulder, level 2 on the Enrage to give him just a little bit more health regen. We are definitely looking for certain timings. But again, it's such a good card. It's a card that will shut him down. And that is the Thick Blood on Arsenic.
They're about to say Tainted Magic. I was like, no, wrong patch.
Wrong patch. That is the Thick Blood. I was thinking Tainted Magic.
Meds has purple, and he's going to get over there. Smash and grab, as well as the ultimate used by Grux. He'll barely able to escape underneath the safety of his tower, and they're really diving for this. They have to be careful because Leo Grande is about to come over here and pick up a kill. He does, and Meds gets taken out, so that's what Reborn needs to do. A little bit of cockiness coming out from Team Oxygen, and also there was definitely a miscommunication there. Ramriddles didn't go in while Meds did, and that opened up J. Leo Grande to come in there with the boulder and secure a kill over onto the tempo-setting player of Meds.
Yeah, and I like that NATO got the kill. Leo Grande could have picked that up, but he slowed down a little bit on those basic attacks and made sure NATO Sick picked up that kill because he needs it. He's only 6 card power behind Imsco now. We need to see them make a play on the Raptors. Raptors are going to be spawning here in about a minute and a half. So we need NATO Sick to make a play on those Raptors and pick up that Raptors because he's been behind this round and get him into card power contention because he definitely needs it. The aggression coming out of both of these teams, or the aggression coming out of Oxygen, just cost them. I would say a big play there. So maybe they'll slow down a little bit. Maybe they won't be as aggressive, knowing that Reborn is now starting to respond a little bit better from this aggression.
They need more than just that, though, because even though they got that kill, it's a matter of economics at this point. It's just a matter of numbers. Left side of the field, we do see Reflect starting to put some pressure underneath the tier 1 tower here. It's going to be a Bellica versus a Greystone. Again, Reflect isn't as flashy of a player as Ramriddles. We've seen Ramriddles get these, teleblink forward, 2-man seismic assault, gets a kill, blink forwards again, gets a neural disruptor for another kill. Reflect, he is just sort of low-key doing his job and doing it really, really well. He has been, when Reborn has found themselves behind on map control, he's the one who's always navigating where he needs to be, cleaning up the waves as quickly as he can in a timely manner, and then rotates to fights. I think Reflect has really gone...
Look at this collapse.
How well he's played has gone without notice, and I really want to bring attention to that as he may actually be going down here. Maybe a little bit too much of bumping up Reflex play here, Meds. Waiting for the kill. The seismic assault is there. Reflect gets taken out. That's what happens, man. You start building up a player, and then their opponent goes, don't worry, we're going to 4-man rotate and kill him for you.
Oh, you're talking highly of this guy? Not anymore. Watch us kill him.
Like, oh, Shane, watch this.
They committed a lot. They picked up that tower. They pick up the kill, pop the Reforge, and, of course, take him out here. They're not starting the Raptors right now. Raptors have spawned, but they are backing to give themselves that mana they need. A Master Splinter and NATO Sick pushing down this tier 1 tower here. So a kill and a tower exchange, definitely favoring Oxygen at this point because they have the card power advantage and opening up the map just a little bit more. With Raptors up and river buffs spawning, blue buffs for both sides here. Now we're starting to see a rotation. Are they looking for a kill on Solar Nazgul? They're going for the blue buff, and they are going to start the Raptors now.
Yeah, and I think Reborn's just going to give this up here. At first I was like, wait, are they going to go for the Orb Prime? That would be an even bolder call. But they're not going to go with it. That's something you can do. Maybe if this was like 5 to 10 minutes from now, NATO Sick had maybe 1 or 2 more damage cards online. You can always look if a team overcommits on Raptors too hard of trying to sneak out an Orb Prime. Reborn, I won't be surprised if they're thinking about that at this stage of the game. Because again, when it comes down to just being resourceful on the map, you need more to come back from this sort of deficit. Not only are you going to have to be resourceful, hitting every single last hit, farming your jungle effectively, getting high effective time on the
back on the reflect here, Shane.
Should be okay. Meds used his charge, so he doesn't have that. The stasis bomb actually interrupted smash and grab. So Reborn are going to be okay. All the meanwhile, NATO Sick farming to his heart's content. That's what they need. They need to create space and be resourceful and also find objectives on top of that to really even up this game thus far. Oxygen are still just maintaining their position inside of this jungle, but Reborn knows about it. It looks like they should be able to secure the green buff.
Yeah, let's take a minute and look at the creep score here. 136 for Arsenic. 136 for Arsenic. He is farming out of his mind. He's picked up the Teleblink. We've got Imsco sitting at 34 card power. Still has a lead over NATO Sick here. Jungler, TeamReborn.net, 26 card power compared to Reflex, 24 card power. But Reflect now has his Radiant Mantle and Tainted Magic online. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive when his Reforged is up. But just farming effectively. Arsenic is just farming effectively. 30 card power. Yep. He is the second most farmed on the map right now. So just playing really, really well. Again, Oxygen is playing Oxygen games. They're being aggressive. They're making really good calls, really good engagements, able to pick up these kills, able to dictate the flow of this map. But this is still anyone's game, Shane. We're only 19 minutes into this map. It's not like they have a 15 card power lead. We're only 19 minutes in.
It's not 15. It's, 9, which is still pretty good. But it's so crazy to say this is anyone's game in a... If this was any team but Reborn, I would be like, oh, Oxygen are probably going to win. Right. But with the history of Reborn, they've always been a team that is able to come back from deficits. That's something that they've done many, many times. For those of you who may be relatively new to observing the competitive Paragon community, first, welcome. How are you? You look good. This is what Reborn has always done. Better than any other team in the history of Paragon. So you cannot count them out. If this was maybe Finesse or Bronze Army or another team, I'd be like, ooh, this is not looking good at all. But Reborn has the discipline to get this match going. Imsco might have possibly overextended. Leo Grande uses the enrage, was looking for a boulder, but is a little bit too wounded to get anything going. Now it's just Reflect slicing down. The ultimate was used over onto Imsco. A lot of damage, forces out the blink shot. Is there any follow-up? I don't think there is. Imsco didn't go down, but he's not a factor inside of this fight anymore. Reborn are going to try to find a kill. Meds takes the boulder so it doesn't land on Imsco. Ramrels uses that seismic assault. Is Meds really going to be able to get away here? Is there any sort of damage? Is there a torn space, a Cosmic Rift? NATO Sick snipes him, gets him with the piercing arrow. Meds off the field for 45 seconds. I mean, was that foreshadowing or what? Talking about how Reborn can play in situations that seem so dire and so dark and still able to pick up a team fight right there. It was only by a slim margin. It was very close for Imsco being taken out. Don't forget, Imsco being 6-0, whoever gets the kill on him is going to get an absurd amount of card experience.
Yeah, that was good rotation coming out of Reflect there. Noticing Leo Grande was in trouble. Pops the enrage. He is able to leap out, but they just committed to that fight. Guys, we need you to collapse here. That's what they do. They pick up a kill on Meds. I mean, of course, Imsco, like you said, with being 6-0, it's going to be a massive influx of card power whoever gets that kill. But just a confidence boost. Good re-engage, good commit, picking up another tier 1 tower, and giving them just a little breathing room. And that's what they need right now, is just a little bit of breathing room.
They can do a lot with a little. And that's still, even after that engagement, that's what they have, a little going for them right here. Prime, not yet a objective that these teams can haphazardly take. Still waiting for a couple more key items on their key heroes. Obviously, lifesteal on your carry, that enables you to take that Orb Prime with much more ease. Meds maybe getting that thermal bond up, which I would assume is going to be relatively soon. He has his Adamant Edge, he has his Blood-Soaked Armor. Depends on the build he wants to go with exactly. There's a thermal bond in there. It's just a matter of at what point does he want to get it? Does he want to get to barrier first? It's a decision to be made, and it will be revealing itself here momentarily. And Reflect, again, continuing to just be the guy who is making sure lanes are pushed out constantly, farming consistently, and he always shows up to a fight after the fact, which is okay, but in a timely manner. And that's the hallmark of a great Greystone. Again, not flashy, but he's getting the job done.
Raptors are spawning now, and we've got some word coverage here. Looked like they were going to consider going for it, but they backed off. 22 minutes into the game, Raptors spawning, NATO 6 still behind by about 6 card power. 7 card power. I can do numbers. They need to be able to look for a pick before they take these Raptors. And I think they need to safely take these Raptors and not give up too much ground. The team engagements haven't 100% been going their way to the last one. I don't know if they have the confidence to go into these fights with the card power disadvantage they're at. Meds is going to get caught out here, Shane. Are they going to be able to make a play off of this?
Is this a bait? Look, the entirety of Oxygen is up on the high ground behind the fog wall, maybe waiting for them to overcommit to Meds. Now onto Leo Grande. Smash and grab use. Seismic Assault onto Decker and Grande, but NATO is still healthy. Actually has the green buff, and Meds is in a lot of trouble. The red buff online. A piercing arrow. Containment fence onto 4. Where's the black hole? Nazgul get in there. He's not yet pulling the trigger on it. Instead, being patient. There's the black hole right on the corner, but it gets interrupted. He was too low to the ground. Ramerdal's using the very last of his mana to get the interrupt, but it may not be enough. NATO sick in the backline. He's tearing him apart. He's hitting him with those arrows. This is looking great for Reborn. Again, they are behind on card experience, yet somehow, some way, they find a way. 2 for 4. Lone survivor is Arstic. NATO gets the kill, and just like that, Reborn get themselves into this. A big boost of confidence, but to make this a big boost of momentum, they need to push towers. They need to gain some objectives. They have to be decisive.
And just like that, NATO sick picking up the quadra kill. He's only 2 card power behind IMSCO right now. They're going to take this tier 1 tower. They may have the ability to push the tier 2 or go after the Raptors. What a good engagement coming out. Meds went the wrong direction. He went back towards the Raptor instead of going to the mid lane here. He got himself caught out. He ends up getting picked up and killed. Very patient coming out of solo Nazgul. He may not have been able to cast that black hole of his entirety, but what he does is slow down the rest of Oxygen Esports for Reborn to engage, pick up 3 more kills off of that. They pick up a tier 1 tower, give themselves, again, more breathing room, and even up the card experience.
That cage, we've been waiting and waiting. We were waiting for Master Splinter to get a big cage off. That was a 4-man cage. It's the proverbial bait and switch. That was so well done. I thought it was Oxygen who were trying to bait out, because if you saw before that fight went down, Meds was standing alone by himself with Oxygen on the high ground in the mid lane right behind the fog wall. But Reborn, man, they knew exactly what to do, and Master Splinter landed that cage, man. That's the power of Decker Gideon. You can literally swing a fight back into your hands. Taking a look at the card experience, now that the dust has settled, 42 on IMSCO, NATO sick, 43. We have ourselves Reborn in the lead after being down almost 9 card experience.
Yeah, just really impressive. He was down.
Master Splinter's dead.
But rip Master
Splinter. Can they do our prime here? There's no containment fence. 5v4. Now they're looking for Nazgul as well. Oh, Nazgul barely.
They're going for a prime.
Assault. There's no containment fence. They know that they can do this. That's the biggest threat, is the containment fence. It still might be sketchy. NATO sick, if he gets a steal, there's a lot of ways he's looking for it. Ramerdal secures it and goes reflect. The black hole's there. Any way to interrupt it? I don't think there is. They're taking the full front damage of the Gideon. And down goes IMSCO. NATO's still alive. NATO Hypu is Reborn doing it. They possibly might be. They pick up 2 very important kills, and that's going to be Decker back on the field. Nazgul was taken out, but he did his job. That was a beautiful black hole.
That was a beautiful black hole. Team Reborn.net, they pick it up. The fact that Team Reborn.net, that they were able to get that orb prime. I don't think I just look at these plays, and yes, they have it, but really good engagement coming out of Reborn here. They're still chasing down Reborn.net. Phasma, IMSCO off the map. This could be another kill. IMSCO is the one you want to be worried about if he has that orb prime, and he doesn't have it. Great engagements out of Reborn. We saw Reborn do this in game number 1, and they got punished for it. And they came back game number 3 and said, hey, we know what's going to happen here. We're going to punish you for this. And they're able to punish them, give themselves the momentum they need. The momentum is starting to shift in favor of Reborn after each one of these engagements. They're getting more confident. And Reborn being confident is not a thing you want to deal with. And so Again, I said it 10 minutes ago. It's anyone's game. This is anybody's match. One team fight, one botch team fight, one misplay, and either one of these teams could win this game.
I mean, we've been seeing Reborn playing very passively, very conservatively, and I would say maybe a little bit shy and just afraid and timid. This is a Reborn playing, as you said, this is Reborn with confidence. And Reborn with confidence, they're about, if they can continue to make these team fights go this way, Oxygen fans out there, you got to be a little bit nervous right here, because Oxygen is these long-winded matches starting to get to them. I don't think it's safe to say that. Both of these teams are so well experienced, and both of them have been around for so very long. It really is a matter of just trying to find one up over each other. So much is on the line here for both of these teams. The $2,500 is nice. Don't get me wrong. That's a good amount. That's a good chunk of change. But these guys are doing it to make a statement. They want to win this for pride. Phasma's caught out. Not even time
blown up
for a stasis gem. Leo uses the torn space, goes back up to the high ground. Reborn, right? I mean, we can call him Leo Born at this point in time, but Reborn are looking great, coming back again. Game 2, they came back. Game 3, they're coming back in an even more grandiose way. Tier 2 tower under siege. Orb Prime was online for Team Oxygen. No longer the case. 5v4 power play. Oxygen, do they have what it takes? Does Oxygen have what it takes to come back from a deficit? This is unfamiliar territory for them.
I don't know if I would say it's unfamiliar territory, but it's having the momentum swing of game number 2, swing in the favor of Reborn, and then making some misplays where they've been ahead so long and now behind, that's unfamiliar territory to them. It's not the fact that they're behind, it's at the fact that they've blown a lead, because that's what they've done. A 9 card power lead has been blown. Nadosic is sitting at 52 card power, and as the announcer just said, he's unreal. He is killing it right now.
Yeah.
And are they going to be able to come back from that? Are they going to be able to rebound from blowing a lead?
We're going to have to see here, man. Reborn, they were trying to siege down that tier 2 tower. They wanted to get those jump pads off away from their opponent. Not able to do so, though. So it is actually Oxygen grouping up in the mid lane, and now they themselves are eyeing to potentially push down this mid lane here, as it is a 5v5 situation. Reflect hanging out on the strong side of the jungle. The Greystone flank, not the most threatening thing in the world. Instead, he's going to head to the left lane, make sure that's dealt with. Again, he's been doing a good job. Now Nadosic showing left. I won't be surprised if we see Oxygen pull the trigger on this siege, with it being a 5v3 sort of defense. But it's Nazgul and Master Splinter. Containment, I mean, it's 5v3, but a good containment fence and a good black hole can turn the tides of a fight. Void Drum goes down from Ram Riddles. I thought that was going to be the signature of a push, but nope, not going to be the case. Oxygen playing, now they themselves are playing conservative, because they know Reborn has been playing so well the past 10-15 minutes. Raptors is going to be the next point of contention. This could be a game-defining moment, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a series-defining moment. This right here could be a $2,500 moment.
Let's just watch.
Let the game speak for itself.
Hold your breath. A lot of posturing.
I don't think I hold my breath that long.
A lot of posturing. They're just waiting. Both of these teams know this is it. This is it. Solo Nazgul, he's got the damage. He's got the tainted magic. He has ability to go in and with a black hole, a good black hole, thick blood, tainted magic, deal a lot of damage.
Meds.
Shut down the healing of Phasma on phase. Meds has got to be careful. I don't think he realizes Solo Nazgul is there. Arsenic does. Arsenic is behind him.
Oh, they're going to try to get something going. Meds goes on to reflect, misses the smash and grab. Void Bomb value right there. Leo Grande's in the ultimate form. Are they the ones being the aggressor here? This is a very, very disoriented fight here from Oxygen, as they're just scattered all over the place. Arsenic up at the high ground by the river, while the rest of his team is almost back to the inhibitor on their side of the field. No Enraged. Enraged is down. This is the moment I think that Oxygen can capitalize on. If Leo Grande gets rooted up, they might be able to get a kill on him. Smash and grab. The R2000 doesn't hit. Can they get it there? The black hole onto almost all of them, but it gets interrupted. That was a huge black hole, but the ability to cancel it was clutch. Oh my, that stasis bomb from Nadu! That was beautifully done. Containment fence onto Arsenic. Phasma's gonna pull him out. That was a 2-for-2 exchange. These teams continue to go blow for blow, pound for pound, haymaker for haymaker. Nadosic is in the front line looking for more. Master Splitter, the piercing arrow, gets the kill. Reflect taking the tower over onto Imsco. He's trying to cut him down. Reflect is going to do what he can. The Tainted Magic, can he do it? Under the core. Oh, baby, Imsco's so low. The Radiant Mantle, can he do it? He does! Reflect, ladies and gentlemen. He says, Ram Riddles, who? Excuse me? Make way. That's exactly what he did. Imsco gets taken out just inches away from the safety as his own core. Mid lane push already underway. Tier 2 tower to fall. Rip the jump pads.
Rip the dream. Inhibitor could go down as well here. Master Splinter, Nadosic, they're both alive. They've got a minion wave. They got a siege minion. This tower is just being deleted. That is the first inhibitor down. Phasma, you're not going to be able to defend this, buddy. Stay safe. Don't die. Reflect with the chase under the tower. Radiant Mantle
goes down.
Mad Sword Sash. All the damage. Orb Prime up in like 5 seconds, Shane. 5 seconds. Orb Prime's up. Like,
I can't do anything but laugh after seeing that play.
The tactical feed
so
from Leo.
Good.
Leo went in and was like, watch this, boys. And then just a follow-up. What is happening? Ah!
I could totally see it. Leo just like knocks on his table twice, Frank Underwood style, and just jumps in there. Go, we got this. That was well done. Despite the fact that team fight went the way it did, Oxygen are down to mid inhibitor, but you can't count these guys out. Reborn are playing at the top of their game currently. Oxygen have been playing phenomenally as well. That was Imsco almost was able to get away right there. That sort of moment as a team and as a player, you just have to forget about that. You had to be like, you know what? Stuff like that's bound to happen every now and then. Even the best players are going to have, situations like that. You just got to laugh at it and shake it off. But a moment you can't shake off, in the words of T. Swizzle, is to allow Orb Prime not to go uncontested. Meds goes in. He's taking so much burst damage. He's tanky though. The quenching. Oh man, the black hole on the Phasma and Meds gets the kill. There's no way to interrupt it. Nazgul's sitting there. He's keeping him there. J. Leo Grande is very, very low, but is he alive enough? Imsco gets the kill, but Phasma taken out. Reflect swinging the sword. Tainted Magic. The Radiant Mantle. 3 for 1. Leo Grande again dies, but the value that he is getting out of his life is a game-winning amount of value. I believe we can put a price tag on it of $2,500 as right lane is under siege. Reflect is already on the front lines looking to lead the charge. Now, that very minimum this tier 2 tower falls. They're not doing the Orb Prime here, which I'm a little bit surprised about, to be honest, but still, at least they're being decisive, and they're pushing, and they're capitalizing on an opportunity.
I'm actually not surprised they're not doing the Orb Prime right now. They've got the ability to push down a tier 2 tower, get an inhibitor with Arsenic and open this map up even more. Arsenic is in some trouble here. He's going to landmine to try to get away.
Reflects the DPS Greystone here. It's too good. Seismic Assault is going to keep Reflect off of Arsenic and keep the Howitzer alive. Good play right there from Ram Riddles. That Seismic Assault miss that could have been the death of Howitzer. And at that point, another staggered death of 5v4 situation Reborn. That would have been the ability of them to take an Orb Prime. But nonetheless, Ram Riddles makes the big play. I mean, it was a small play, but it was a very, very important play. Lands the Seismic Assault, and these teams are going to stabilize. They say Oxygen unexpectedly is able to defend that inhibitor.
Able to defend the inhibitor, but this is the play I wanted to see at a solo yesterday. These guys are already heading over beeline straight for this Orb Prime. Oxygen knows it happening. Are they going to be able to get there in time to be able to defend this?
They're going to be here to defend it. Nadosic already chewing it apart right now. It's down to half, soon to be down to a third. They have to be worried about this choke point. Master Splinter's in the front line. Imsco's isolated. He gets pulled over to Phasma. If there's a boulder, there's a boulder. Is there damage there? Nadosic gets the Orb Prime as Ram Riddles and Meds go in. Nazgul gets blown up. He's not able to do anything. No black hole. Meds sacrifices his life for it. 1 for 1 thus far, but don't forget Nadosic is alive. Chasing down Arsenic. Is there a couple of auto attack? Stasis bomb from Phasma. That's going to be the nail in the coffin for the rabbit in the mech suit. J. Leo's all by himself here. He has to be careful. He's actually chasing down Imsco of all people. Is there a pull? Is there damage? Seismic Assault is going to get the field. Imsco looks like he's going to live. He's trying to get himself in terrain to where a boulder's not going to land on him. The heals through the walls. Didn't know you could do that, but hey, still pretty good nonetheless. Into mid lane with the Prime card. They have their carry player online. It's 4v4. Reborn are going to make a unlikely. Oh my, the boulder! Nadosic goes in, pulls him back. Phasma does. The piercing arrow does not land. They're chasing the Twin Blast instead of trying to end this game. Reborn have to be careful, but the containment fence, the $2,500 containment fence coming out for Master Splinter right there. The creep wave in the middle is massive. It is going to be Reborn. After being behind massively in game number 2, Game number 3, they were looking like they just weren't able to find their swag. They weren't able to get themselves into tempo, but they are going to take game number 3, unless Meds has something to say about it. He traveling sport. NATO Sick to the station gym. Core down and Reborn. Take it. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Number 1 in North America, $2,500. That is the best series of Paragon we've ever seen. My, oh my, is Paragon a hell of a game.
Just gotta clap, Shane. That was impressive gameplay coming out of Reborn to come back from a 9-card deficit on their carry, being able to make the plays they made, pick up the Orb Prime, pick the heroes off they need to pick off, and take this game. Their first place in North America. They've got $2,500. They've got 7,500 coins. They're going to North Carolina, and they have a chance to win $15,000. Coming back at game number 1 behind, winning 2-1 and taking this series. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The best team in North America is Reborn. Got to give it up to Oxygen, though. They played out of their damn minds. Well done to both of these teams. Hopefully, Shane and I will be out at Epic in August. I'd love to cast those matches and see
Epic, if you're listening.
Finished. Epic. Hey, Epic. We know some casters. Thank you to Epic for giving the PCL the opportunity to run this event. Because if it wasn't for them choosing us to run the NA exhibition event or qualifying event, we wouldn't have been able to. So thank you to Epic. Thank you to the community for watching this event. Thank you to the teams, 120 teams in this event. We cannot say thank you enough. This has been truly an honor. We have seen some of the best competitive matches in Paragon to date this event. So thank you guys so much. Shane, there it is. Team Reborn